testimonies stand as battles that you've won. And when we stop and think about all of the things you've overcome for our sake, it's all praise, all praise.
I just found out very last minute. I'm free pretty much all day Tuesday, except for 1:30 to 6:30. If you have it off of Tuesday.
Say except 1:30 to 3:30?
Yeah, I have some training.
All right, we'll take a look.
Yeah, no worries, but it's super last minute.
That's awesome.
Check, check. Hey, just letting you know, this will be the 2-minute warning. We'll get started in 2 minutes.
Ryan gave me a heads up, but I was kind of aware too.
Number.
Oh yeah, he didn't call me out. He called me out.
Second service, Brian almost went down. He jumped up on stage and clipped his foot.
All right, why don't you guys find your way to your seats and we'll get this party started. One of these days, we will provide a 2-hour meeting for you to just come and talk to your friends. We just won't do any content. You can just come and talk to your friends all day long. It'll be awesome. Childcare and everything. You just come and talk. Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. We should put it on the calendar.
Someday. It's like an all-church date. We just get together and hang. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for braving the rain and coming on out. We did see the flash flood warning come across our phones, so we decided to live stream. It's at least available for people that decided not to make their way out. So welcome for those of you guys that are on the line. All right, you want to pray for us and we'll dive in?
Father, I just thank you for this group of people who you've brought together. I thank you for what you are doing to build us together into a dwelling place for your Spirit. I thank you for, I thank you in advance for the people who are not yet a part of your body, who you're going to add to us this year. God, I know that you are doing something sweet within us, and I know that we carry your presence and your name into this community. And I just want to pray over those people who we all represent who don't know you yet. Lord, that even today, their faces would be on our minds and your spirit would be working in their lives. God, as we walk through today, God, would you just be with us and adjust our hearts to fix our minds on you and what you would grow in us this year. In your name, amen.
Amen. A couple of housekeeping bits, just so that you guys have the information. We debated back and forth. It's a 2-hour meeting. We debated whether we would have a break or not, and we opted to say no break, but it would not be considered rude at any time for you to get up and grab a snack or go to the bathroom or whatever you need to do. So we'll just kind of power through, but feel free, like if you find yourself just needing to stretch your legs, it doesn't bother us at all. So we just wanted to release you to that. That was one bit of housekeeping. I had another one in my brain, and I'm already forgetting. Shoot. No, I don't think I got it. All right. Okay. Yes, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Thank you. Do we have? Yes. So we'll do a Q&A at the end, and it'll be a combination question and answer of anything that you guys text in throughout the course of the night. That's the easiest way for us to do it, because that way if we start to see 3 or 4 versions of the same question, we can move those things to the top of the priority list to use our time wisely. So we would encourage you to take advantage of that. That's not going to be on the screen the whole time, so maybe write it down on a piece of paper or take a picture of it or write it in your phone. If you think a question might pop up, if you think there's a chance that you might get curious about something, you'll want that number. So and maybe Ryan might flash it up every once in a while just to make sure, maybe we say something really controversial and you see it fly up on the screen behind us. And Ryan's like, oh, we're going to get some questions. Okay. So a little bit about tonight, and then we'll kind of launch into it officially. The family meeting, the idea behind it, we shared a little bit at church over the last couple of weeks. It's just the heart of wanting to journey in this together. It's been a long time since we've just been church members, not leaders of a church, where we're always in the mix, always in the planning stages, always in the conversations. And so the idea of knowing and being bought into the life of the church, we can kind of lose touch with how that goes for you. And so for us, we don't know what you desire. The fact that you're here makes us so excited, because we know that there's just a longing to want to be a part of this and to be bought in. And we want to value your time and use it well, so we have things prepared to present and walk through and that type of thing. So I know in a normal family meeting, I don't know if your dad's ever sat down with like an outline and a planned out calendar and that kind of thing. That was not my dad. We did our family meetings in the hot tub. Also, he printed out outlines. We just laminated them. But the idea of a family meeting for us is we want to share the story of last year, what we saw God doing in 2023, how it's shaping us, what it's stirring up in us, and that kind of a thing. And then share some of those stories, have some of those people share their stories, and then move into 2024 and just, like, what do we see? What are we looking at? What do we envision for this year? What are some of the actual calendar things that are taking shape, and why are those things so important to us? And then kind of open it up for just what's on your mind and what would you like to know about, and we can interact on that front. That's the Q&A. Again, I was joking about controversial. I don't necessarily expect that you'll come at us with hard questions, or what you can, but some of it's just like, if we miss the things that you're wanting to know, like, we'd love to know that and be able to interact. We'll have the elder team up here and be able to respond to those things. So, yeah. Anything from you?
Also, we know that we are not going to hit everything from even the story of what God has done in this last year. We know that a lot of the life of the church comes in your community groups and the day-to-day of living life and serving one another in the church body. So if you have stories that pop up in your mind that you want to share with us, there might be a little bit of time for sharing, especially around the prayer room and things like that. But we would love to hear those stories anytime. So a lot of this will be from the perspective of the things that we've experienced, or our staff and elder team have experienced. But we know there's so much more that we don't know. So please do share those things with us.
Our opening session, we're just going to walk through some of the updates from the ministries here in our church. So I'm going to have Phil come up, and then we'll have Rob and Jenny, if she makes it up out of the kids getting settled. But Phil, why don't you come on up? We have a taller stool for the taller man. So this is going to be fun for us to look up to you.
Heyo. If you don't know me, my name is Phil. I get to run Anthem Students. Been doing it for 11 years, and it's so sweet. This past year was awesome. We got to see so many of our students dive into just fresh life with Jesus, just a new excitement for life with Jesus this year. We took some of our biggest crews ever to camp, which was super duper encouraging, and I can't wait. So we're leaving in a couple weeks to go hit Forest Home. Hopefully we don't get snowed out. Big snow. And we added in many different areas of ministry. One of the great ways we added was we had new amazing leaders jump on board. I'm looking over at them right now, which is huge because pouring into these students' lives, we need so many people to do that, and it's been incredible. Another one of the awesome things on the notes for our leaders is after apprenticing Jake for 3 years, he took on the role of middle school. Give it up for Jake taking on the role. Yeah. I will brag about Jake all day long because this young man is amazing. He is faithful, and just to see him step up, love the students, pour into them, and take on this role has been just amazing. And it shows another picture of just our leadership in student ministry. We did add on a few new leaders this year, but the rest of our leaders have been doing it for 5+ years now. And we're just a tight-knit crew that loves Jesus and loves helping students find their way back to Jesus. In doing that, a lot of the series that we went through this year, we went through spiritual habits, we went through walking by the Spirit, we went through what it means to be the church, and right now, we're in what will probably end up now being a year plus of going through the entire book of Luke, pairing it with Acts, and just getting that big picture of what it means to be a follower of Jesus and applying it to the teenage life right now. So that's just a quick snapshot of Anthem Students. We're in a really sweet spot, and I love what God is doing. One of the cool last bits I'll give you is, if you're concerned about this next generation, God is moving. We're seeing students with a different curiosity about Jesus. We're seeing new faith. I'm seeing students step up in new leadership roles like I haven't seen in the past 11 years. So God is on the move, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. So yeah, that's Anthem Students. All right.
All right, next up we'll bring Rob. Rob is our slashy. He's going to share on two different, exactly. Rob's going to be sharing from the community group perspective as well as our local outreach, what we call Love Your Neighbor. So.
This is an intimidatingly high stool compared to you guys.
It's great, too.
Just feel like...
If we had matching stools, we would have used them, but we ran out, so.
Here we are. How you guys doing? Awesome. If you don't know, my name's Rob. I'm here at Anthem. Hi, everyone. For community groups, it is such a hard ministry to kind of report on in some ways because we have different groups and every group is going to feel a little different. But I'm going to do something really quick. I want you guys to look around the room and raise your hand if you are in a community group. Look around the room. That's the report of community groups. If you really want to know how they're going, talk to someone next to you who's in a different group, and you're going to probably get a different story. Some groups have a ton of little kids, and they're hanging on together. And a lot of their experiences, isn't it nice to have someone else watch our kids for an hour? Other groups there's this huge variety that happens in them, and I think they're beautiful and they're good, and Carrie knows what I'm talking about on that group. It was great. It's kind of wild. We use Planning Center. It's either you love it or you hate it. I decided I choose to love it. Planning Center gives us some actual data, and you can see like in the printed things out. I looked back at 2 years ago where we were at January in, was that 2022? Yeah. That's how 4 minus 2 is 2. And just you can kind of see that we had 176 people in 13 groups, and right now we're at 318. It's actually higher because I added some more folks. Well, I haven't added them in yet, in 22 different groups. That's a reflection of you guys. It's also a reflection of our church has said hi to a lot of new people in this last year. And so in one sense, we are having to fast track leadership and say, who can lead? We can't just rely on the same leaders for 7 or 8 years. And so we're saying, who can lead? You're scared? Let's co-lead first. Let's reproduce these groups because we've just had a huge amount of folks making Anthem their home. So it's kind of a fun season in that regard. It's chaotic because it's like, wow, that's a lot of new leaders. I think we have 68 like husbands, wives, or single folks who are community group leaders or co-leaders. So like, look around the room. Watch this. Raise your hand if you're a co-leader or a leader of a group. Yes. There you go. Welcome to the family meeting. You guys do own this church. You do own this church. So well done. And if no one's in this room not in a community group, otherwise I'd say, hey, go on the app, get in a group. Yeah, so it's good times with community groups. With the Love Your Neighbor, this is something we just we've been intending to do, but we kind of organized our efforts a little bit better. Just a few months ago, we actually call it Love Your Neighbor because Jesus commands us to love our neighbor. And why make it that much more complicated than just saying the thing Jesus commanded us to do? And so we have different organizations we do partner with, and we don't want to try to reinvent the wheel and just have our own version of James Storehouse when James Storehouse is killing it. We don't want to try to find our own way to care for the homeless when people have dedicated their lives towards that. And so we're saying, let's partner with these organizations. They represent Jesus really well. One of the things that we are saying yes to is just this last Thanksgiving. We have this opportunity called the Thanksgiving Feast, where we threw this massive meal. I think it must have been like 50 pounds of mashed potatoes alone, where we just got to serve all the staff, all the students at Conejo Valley High School. And if you don't know, that's a school where it's just down, if you know where the Thousand Oaks Library is, it's across Jan's from the Thousand Oaks Library. It's a school that a lot of people don't want in their neighborhood, and it's a lot of kids who are some of the most vulnerable in our community. They're not kids who just got in fights. They're kids who missed a lot of school and they have to play catch up for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they're going to be coming from some of the more vulnerable housing situations. Some of them are homeless in their cars with their parents, and that's the school that they call home. And I've gotten a chance to talk to the counselor several times, and she's just, we're going to trust you guys. We need help. But trust is, it can be given, but you can't really rebuild it. So we're saying yes to different opportunities. They've invited us to have people who can come in and be like life skill manager, like coaches for kids, because they don't have the kind of level of parenting that they would have because their parents are busy working 2 full-time jobs. We've been asked if we have inspirational speakers, bring them on down. We have different opportunities. The one thing I want to mention right now is on Valentine's Day. We are going to be doing this hot chocolate bar. It was supposed to be for their Christmas graduation, but we're also going to deck out the teacher's lounge. If you guys remember, we used to do it for Thousand Oaks High School. We're going to do it for Conejo Valley High School, so that's actually a big thing, and I'm organizing it, and I'm awful at organizing food, so I need your help. If you're interested, please talk to me about that. And also, the fries are on March 1st, so that's less than a month away. It's happening. They have done a ton of work in their own neighborhood because loving our neighbor needs to involve our actual neighbors. And so they've done amazing work, and they've developed relationships in their street, and like their whole street knows each other, and they're kind of the ones who help make that happen. And a lot of us wish we could do that. They're going to share their tips of what's worked for them, kind of some best practices. And so we're going to be doing a training for that because these things, we want to say yes to them. So, but also this year, sorry, I'm probably talking long, aren't I? I thought somebody was like, yeah. You're not supposed to say that. The last thing I'll say is this area of Love Your Neighbor, we need more horsepower. We need people who have this passion and can help organize because community groups are taking a ton of my energy and responsibility. And so we could use other folks in the team. Kyle, I know Ann has helped out. Stephanie Martinez has helped out. So if this is something that you're interested in, please talk to me because I see the opportunity there. We just need the energy and the organization to go say yes to it. So there you go. Good times all around.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah. Jenny, you're up. Come on up here. All right, now we'll get to hear from Anthem Kids. This is Jenny Schweitzer, our Anthem Kids lead. Welcome. Also, yeah, yesterday was Jenny's birthday, so we're going to give her these flowers. We can hold them while you talk if you want.
Like a beauty queen or something? I don't know. For those of you that were down at the U this morning, you saw me wearing a crown and some glasses and a pin, thanks to my husband, Mario. But yes, it was my birthday yesterday. And the most exciting thing about that is that my two college kids, college graduate and college kids, surprised me from Arizona to visit. So maybe the best birthday ever. But that's not what you're here to hear about. You are here to hear about the most exciting ministry that we have at Anthem, in my opinion, and that is Anthem Kids. So yes, woo, it is amazing. How many of you actually serve in Anthem Kids? Raise your hand. I know it's not going to be quite as many as community groups, but look at these. Give a hand to all these people, please. Thank you very much. You guys, I've been here at Anthem for 8-ish years. I keep on forgetting, and got to know a lot of people in the church. But ever since getting to Anthem Kids down there at the U about 9 months ago, it has been amazing, life-changing, honestly. We have met, my whole family, we've met just some of the most amazing people that we've been able to serve with, and just got to know your kids, and your kids are amazing. I have so much fun with them, just getting to hear their sweet little questions and some of the insight that they have. And it's just, I consider it such a privilege to be able to serve those kids down there at Anthem Kids. So anyhow, you guys have noticed that Anthem at large is growing huge. So as Anthem is growing here, Anthem Kids is growing as well. We're getting about 30 to 35% more kids down at the U every Sunday this year, which is crazy, and it's amazing. But also, one of the great things, Anthem Kids is growing, and so is our Anthem Kids team. We've gotten 33 new members this year, so that is really, really cool. Because of that, we've been able to open 2 classrooms in second service, and then we've just been able to add just a couple more volunteers to each of the classes just to kind of manage our ever-growing class sizes down there. So that's been really amazing. Let's see some of the other things that we were talking about. Sorry, I just came up from getting all your kids checked in, so I'm trying to get my thoughts all together. Oh, one of the exciting additions, look out for, we're going to start coming up with a parent resource email that's going to go out regularly. And that's just going to be some of the Bible verses that we're going over, the Bible study lessons, the videos, all that stuff that we're sharing with your kids every week. We're going to give you guys access to that. We know that the discipleship is primarily happens in the home, but we just want to partner with you guys just as well as we can to help you equip you in that privilege. So be on the lookout for that. What else did I want to say? I just wanted to say that it is the most radical blessing being down there. I think that I can speak for the team saying that we really enjoy serving with each other. We've gotten to know each other just kind of as a family down there, and it's just been really sweet. The only thing that's second to is just seeing your kids just growing and learning and loving Jesus more and getting to be friends down there. So it's been really cool. I decided when I came on to Anthem Kids, they asked me, did you guys want to do a kids camp this year? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Why wouldn't we? I don't want your kids to miss out on having a summer Bible camp, obviously, Didn't realize that most organizations do a year-long prep of said kids camp. We threw it together in about a month and a half, but thank you, Jesus. It turned out, and I think the kids had a great time, and then it was also just a sweet way that they can get to know each other a little bit better. And since I knew nothing about Anthem Kids or the people down there or even the room numbers, it was an awesome way for me to have kind of a crash course and getting to know all of that stuff. So yeah, it's been amazing. Ryan put a cute little emoji down here. If you guys want to serve, it's like a little party emoji. I think it's because everywhere I go, I want to party. I think it's fun. But also, Anthem Kids is super fun. So we would love to have you guys there. Like, my priority is not just about having a fun and engaging program for the kids. Obviously, that's what we want. We want them to learn about Jesus. We want them to be excited to learn about Jesus. But also, it's just an awesome privilege there. And being married to a Marine for 25 years, I know that it's also not just about fun and games. So we were also able to bring some safety and procedures. We revamped some of that. We had an all-call for Anthem Kids training and refresh course. We got a lot of our Anthem Kids crew and staff CPR and first aid certified. So there's been a lot of stuff happening down there at the U. It's been, all of it's new for me, but I think it's been a whirlwind of a ride, and it's been awesome. So. Yeah.
I just want to point out, just as each one of those people who kind of oversee big portions of the ministry at Anthem, these are people that love this church. We have never set out to hire professionals, but people to just organize us into serving and loving one another. And being on this team is such an incredible honor for us to serve with people who truly just love serving Jesus and serving this body of people. So I just wanted to point that out because every one of them is just the love that pours out of them for this body is incredible.
We want to take a few minutes to hear from some of the stories that we've shared with you that are outside of Anthem Church. So we'll take a brief moment to introduce each video, and then we had some of our partners send videos in. They're each about a minute long or so. And so it's going to be a good opportunity, and you'll hear from these people. So the first one is from Saj and Michelle. Saj is actually Sajit, and his last name is Premachandra. They are Sri Lankan. They've been living in Dubai for the last 18 years, and they just felt a call to move back to Sri Lanka. He was in the hospitality industry forever, so they're going to start an actual B&B, not an Airbnb, an actual B&B, as well as a church on that property. And so they have some exciting news to share with us.
Hey Anthem, greetings from Sri Lanka, from the Rest of Faith community. We are excited for what God's been doing here. We've been meeting since last week of November, worked through Advent, and now we've just started a series on Ephesians. Excited with what God's doing with some of the young guys that I'm working through a discipleship course with. And yeah, there's something exciting that came out of that as well.
Yes, so there was one of the boys, a Catholic boy, who's is on this journey and was so excited to hear about the gospel. And after one of these meetings, after the discipleship meeting that Saj had with them, he just wanted to give his heart to the Lord. And that was so exciting for us.
Our first salvation. And I think one of the other things that's exciting for us is really that we're hearing little whispers, that there are people chatting about this unusual little community that's meeting in our home. We trust that it leads to more people getting to know about us and what we're on about, and hopefully joining us. We're trusting God for growth in the season ahead. Well, that's it from us. God bless you guys. We love you, and thank you for all your prayers and support.
If you guys remember, this was from this last year in Celebrate Generosity. A lot of the resources from that went to the church planting initiatives around Sri Lanka, which Saj and Michelle are a part of. So that's the tie-in there. And the second one are our friends Gaz and Lois, who I think Matt told a story about a couple weeks ago. He's the announcer for the football club. Yeah, we can get an update from them from Wales.
Hey Anthem family, Gaz and Lois here. We are so excited to be giving you an update on how things are going here in Risca, South Wales.
Yeah, we've been so excited. Our last update, we said we would go into weekly gatherings on a Sunday afternoon. So we've been doing that since September, and it's been brilliant. We have loved opening up that community centre in the middle of Risca, and we've seen people come. And we've been able to worship together, we've been able to explore faith together. It's messy, it's loud, it's chaotic, but the gospel is preached, family is built, and what we are loving is seeing God build this community of people. Many of them, this time last year, were new to us.
Yeah.
So we are so excited what's been happening in those weekly gatherings as we've been being family, declaring the gospel, growing in faith together, worshiping together. It's been really, really exciting.
Yeah, so we've been seeing lots of different people come along of all different ages, which has been really, really cool. We've seen some elderly people join us, and they just love gathering together as family. And we've also seen some young mums, single mums, families coming along, and just to see them as being part of family has just been amazing. And just to journey that, introduce them to Jesus and journey salvation with them.
Yeah, it's been really, really exciting. And we love doing it at Christmas. We did this carol service and we were like, let's do it outside. If you've ever been to the UK...
We've got faith for good weather.
Well,
right?
You have faith. We didn't have faith. Because you don't do outdoor events in the UK. But we thought, let's do it. December, what's the worst that can happen? But what I loved is we did these carols in this middle of the town in the car park. And during the week, we spoke to people from the community and they were saying, we loved hearing the carols just wash out over the town. And it was brilliant. We've seen people come to that and then been joining us over the last few weeks, which is amazing. And please be praying for us because coming up on over the next couple of weeks on Shrove Tuesday, which is Tuesday the 13th of February, we are going to be having a pancake party. So we are inviting the local schools, we're inviting people to come in to celebrate, to eat pancakes together, and to come into family. So we're going to be doing that, and we're excited to see what God continues to do in and through us as a group of people over these next couple of months.
Yeah.
We're excited,
Yeah.
we're expectant, and we're so thankful for you, our family, all the way over there.
Thanks for being on the journey with us.
All right. Yeah. That's kind of infectious. They just so we're going back to the UK in March, and we just cannot wait to go stay in their house again and be with Gaz and Lois. We love them very, very much. So for those of you guys that are on the live stream, I know there are 11 of you. Hi. We're going to pause the live stream for the next 2 videos because it does contain location-based sensitive material. So we're just going to say pause, and then we'll pick the live stream right back up for our final 2. So just letting you guys know why it's going dark there.